Hey, so welcome to the third video on nutrition, which is going to concentrate on two types of nutrition, which are amino salts and vitamins. I hope by the end of this video, you'll be able to tell if the table salt we add to our food, if it has any nutritional value or we just add it to give taste to the food. So we're going to use the same method as we did in video number 2, where we're going to study each of the nutrients by studying its characteristics, some of what it does to the body, or what is its role to the body, or its uses in the body. We're also going to study on the sources of the nutrients. Where can we get this given nutrient? Then we're also going to study the disease it causes if not present in the diet. So what disease does it cause if it's not present in the diet? Some of the nutrients we're not going to use this method in full, maybe especially the characteristics, then they might not be important for some of the nutrients, but what is important are the uses, sources, and diseases that you're going to have if you don't have them in your diet. So we're going to start with mineral salts before we go to vitamins. The question is, what are mineral salts? So mineral salts, these are inorganic substances that are required by the body in small amounts, and their absence causes serious deficiency diseases. So we need these mineral salts, otherwise you're going to face deadly consequences. The first example we're going to take a look at is calcium. So calcium is very important in our bodies because it helps in the formation of strong bones and teeth. It also helps in the conduction of nerve impulses. So if let's say you have been pricked somewhere, you are going to sense that you have been pricked at that point. For that sensing to happen, signals have to move from where you have been pricked to your brain, and that movement of signals is the conduction of nerve impulses, which is helped by calcium. Calcium is also important in the contraction of muscles. So for you to move, your muscles have to relax and contract. So the process of contracting is helped by calcium. It also acts as an activator of certain enzymes. In short, in its presence, some enzymes work or are able to function properly. Where can you get calcium? So some of the sources of calcium include milk, eggs, meat, and bones. So for those who like to colocota bones, or yeah, I hope you understand what I mean to colocota. Yeah, so there is calcium in there. Keep on doing that. You're doing a good job. And for those people who have vegetarian friends who keep on saying, no, meat products are not good, from here onwards, you should be able to tell them that meat actually is a source of many nutrients. As if you can recall, most of the nutrients we discussed, such as proteins, we discussed that some of the meat is a good source for such. So even for calcium, meat is a good source. So what is the deficiency? What is the disease you're going to suffer if your diet doesn't have calcium? So the common disease that you're going to suffer if your diet has no calcium is what is called rickets. So this results when your bones have not been formed. When you don't have strong bones, or when strong bones have not been formed. So rickets look like this. Sorry for not turning. You're going to see strange images because they are about diseases. So I've warned you. So be careful. Yeah. So this is how rickets look like. So because the bones are not strong, the weight of the upper body of this person results in the legs to bend. Because the bones are not strong, they are not able to withstand the weight of the body. So if you don't have calcium, you are going to have rickets. The second is iron. So this is a mineral salt which is important in the formation of hemoglobin. So this is its use. Iron in the body is used in the formation of hemoglobin. If you recall, what other nutrient is used in the formation of hemoglobin? Proteins. Proteins, if you remember, I said they are used in the formation of enzymes and hemoglobin, and of course other body chemicals, if you can remember. So iron, that's its use in the body. Where do we get iron from? So again, we get it from meat, green vegetables, and fruits. Meat, green vegetables, and fruits. That's where we get iron from. What disease are you likely to suffer if you don't have enough iron in your diet? It's anemia. So anemia is a condition where where one's body or one's blood doesn't have enough red blood cells, or it can have enough red blood cells, but they're not proper red blood cells. How can red blood cells not be proper if they don't have hemoglobin? Remember, hemoglobin has got high affinity of oxygen, and it helps red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout the body. So because of no iron, which forms hemoglobin, the red blood cells that are going to be present in that person won't be able to carry enough oxygen. Therefore, the person is going to have anemia. The other nutrient or mineral salt we're going to take a look at is iodine. So what is iodine? Iodine is important in the formation of a hormone called thyroxine. So iodine forms a hormone called thyroxine. What is a hormone? We're going to start that, but hormones are just some chemicals in our body. I won't review what they are till we start hormones. The main thing to take or to notice here or to learn is iodine is important in the formation of thyroxine. So this thyroxine is produced in what are called thyroid glands. So in the body there are thyroid glands which produces this chemical called thyroxine. There is also an additional note which says this hormone controls metabolic reactions such as respiration. So this is just an additional note. It's not really important here. We're going to learn this well. Where can you get iodine from? So iodine is found in what is called iodized salt. So this is salt which is made with iodine in it. So it's called iodized salt. And also seafoods. So have you ever eaten a seafood? I doubt. Anyone? I doubt. Anyway, most of seafoods have iodine. Yeah, so okay, what's wrong? What if you don't take iodine? What could be the problem? So if you don't have iodine in your diet, you might end up developing goiter or stunted growth. So goiter is this condition where on your neck there is something that grows. So whenever you don't have iodine and the hormone thyroxine is not being produced, you end up developing this. The fact that most people don't have this, it means well, there is somewhere where we get iodine from. So there are some seafoods that we eat, or maybe iodized salt, but I doubt iodized salt. But yes, that's one disease you can have if you don't have enough iodine in your body. You're going to have goiter. Then there's also stunted growth, which is dwarfism. So this is where a person doesn't grow. So by growth I mean increasing in size and mass. So if you are a dwarf, or if you don't have enough iodine, you might end up being a dwarf or developing dwarfism. The other nutrient, maybe on the mineral salts, is the last one, is phosphorus. So phosphorus is important in the formation of a chemical substance called adenosine diphosphate and adenosine triphosphate. If you remember, when we were studying active transport or transportation across membrane, one of the modes of transport was active transport, where molecules or substance move against the concentration gradient using energy from ATP. So that ATP is made of phosphorus. If you can see on the word adenosine triphosphate, this part which reads phosphate comes from sorry, yeah. So let me just say that again. So this part phosphate comes from phosphorus. So adenosine triphosphate is made from phosphorus. If you don't have phosphorus, then it means you might not have enough adenosine triphosphate, or you might not have adenosine triphosphate at all, or adenosine diphosphate. meaning that your body won't be able to do some processes that need active transport. Another thing that it does to our body, or another use, is it is responsible for the formation of strong bones and teeth. Just like calcium, phosphorus also helps in the formation of strong bones and teeth. There's another mineral salt called I think it's fluoride, which also performs the same function as calcium, though we might not discuss it here, but maybe you can just keep that in mind. The sources of phosphorus are meat. Again, meat is winning. Too bad for the vegetarians. So, if you don't have phosphorus, you're going to have weak bones, stiff joints, and fatigue. So, since one of the functions of phosphorus is the formation of strong bones, so if you don't have it, you're going to have weak bones. And again, since phosphorus helps in processes such as active transport, so you might end up being fatigued because some of the bodily processes are not happening because of low or not having ATP. So this is the last of the mineral salts that we're going to take a look at. From here, we're going to take a look at vitamins. So what are vitamins? Vitamins are organic molecules required by the body in small amounts. Remember, mineral salts are inorganic, while vitamins are organic. So there are types of vitamins. The first ones are called water-soluble vitamins. The word soluble, if you don't know, I'm sure you know because I've used it a lot, means being able to dissolve in water. So sorry, the word soluble means being able to dissolve into a solvent. So water soluble means these vitamins are able to dissolve in water. Examples are vitamin B and vitamin C. Then the other types of vitamins are fat soluble, which are able to dissolve in fats. These ones don't dissolve in water, they dissolve only in fats. So examples of fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So these are examples of fat soluble vitamins. So we're going to take a look at two vitamins only. We're not going to study all of them. We're going to take a look at only two. So the first one is vitamin C, which is also called ascorbic acid. So this is water-soluble vitamin, like I mentioned. What are its uses in the body? So vitamin C is used in the formation of connective tissues of the body. So connective tissues are tissues like skin, which connects different parts of the body. So that's human skin is an example of a connective tissue. So that's one use of vitamin C. Actually, maybe that's the most important use of vitamin C. So where can we get vitamin C? Vitamin C can be gotten from fresh vegetables and fruits. Most of you know that lemons, oranges are a good source of vitamin C. So those are the sources of vitamin C. What disease can you have if you don't have enough vitamin C in your body? The most common disease you can have is what is called scurvy. I warn you, the picture I'm about to show might be disturbing. So scurvy is where you have gums that are swollen or that are bleeding and the likes. So this is how someone with scurvy might look like. So this is the deficiency that results from vitamin C. The last one is vitamin D. So this is a fat-soluble vitamin, like I mentioned earlier, and its uses. What are its uses? So vitamin D, just like calcium, is used. Sorry, I went ahead. So the first is it is required in the absorption and metabolism of calcium and phosphorus. So in the processes or reaction that involves calcium and phosphorus, vitamin D is needed. Remember, calcium and phosphorus are responsible for the formation of strong bones and teeth. So for reactions that involve calcium and phosphorus, vitamin D is needed. So where can we get vitamin D? So again, we can get vitamin D from fish liver oil. That is the oil that is gotten from the liver of a fish. milk and eggs. That's where we can get vitamin D. But in case these things are expensive for you, there's a cheap source of vitamin C, and that is sunlight. So sunlight gives vitamin D. So the fact is the skin is also able to synthesize this vitamin when exposed to sunlight. Very cheap. You don't have to find yourself in a situation where you don't have vitamin D in your system. It would be embarrassing. Yeah, because the sun is just everywhere. So what disease can you have if you don't have vitamin D in your body? So vitamin D, like I said, it is required in the absorption and metabolism of calcium and phosphorus. So if you don't have vitamin D, meaning that reactions that involve calcium and phosphorus won't happen, and that would result in you having rickets. Remember, calcium, strong bones and teeth, just like phosphorus. Without calcium and phosphorus, you end up having rickets. So even without vitamin D, you end up having rickets, or you won't have strong bones and teeth. So this marks the end of this part of nutrition. I think the next part we might take a look at food tests, but I'm not sure about that. But for now, this is the end of nutrition. Happy solving.